video, I wanted to share with you guys some of my favorite products from this summer. I tried quite a few, some I liked, some I didn't so much. So this is going to be an assortment of my top favorites from the whole summer. This video is actually a collab with Caitlin. She's HighlightMe on YouTube or HighlightMe92 on Instagram, so you should check her August favorites out. She's got a lot of great advice. Actually, she led me to purchase this Natasha Denona palette because I was talking to her and said, they look really beautiful, I've seen some great stuff, but they're kind of expensive. And she said, oh, they're amazing and worth the money. So I trusted her opinion and went ahead and got them. This was the one that I purchased because some of them are really big palettes and they can be up in the $200. So I thought, I want to stick with a small one first and just see if I like the basic formula. And this one is Eyeshadow palette number 5 with the color assortment being number 4. So it's like 5 palette, number 4, a little confusing. It's got the warm shades all the way from this kind of pearly white to a brown shade that goes in the crease. They're all shimmery except this guy who's, I wouldn't say he's quite matte, but more satin, less shimmery. And these are just really awesome shadows. I'm glad I went ahead and made that purchase. Probably my favorite that I own, and I have a good number of shadows, so that says something. And I went ahead and I wanted to try the shimmer or highlighter that they have, shimmer powder highlight. So I got just the light shade, and this is actually called All Over Glow Face and Body Shimmer in Powder. And it's got really great packaging. It does get some fingerprints on it, but I'll forgive it. And this is that color. I wanted to pop that open so we can go ahead and use the mirror. I want you guys to see what these look like. I know some people say, you really need to use your finger, or they won't perform. That's why they're so good for swatches, but honestly, you can use your finger or you cannot. I do think they're a little more, wow when you do. This is that darker brown shade. I like to put that right in the crease. And I'm just gonna, work with the shadows that are in the palette, or ordinarily I might put kind of a transition shade there, maybe a yellow, creamy shade. I just wanted to show you what these were. I'm not trying to go anywhere right now, so good enough. Then this is the red. Or rust, I don't know. And I mean, it just really packs that pigment on, you can see. And I'm using a brush, so it's not like it's just with the fingers. I'll also show you how it looks with the, applying with the fingers. I love this gold color. I'm a sucker for all gold shadows, honestly. Okay. And then this white pearly color is just really great under the brow bone. Like, bam. You don't have to spend a lot of time blending. It's just can be pretty quick. I'm gonna go ahead and stick these in the, put this color in the inner corner. All right, so you see this is just with this brush. Now, if I really want to just have that extra drama, I can just take my finger, I didn't put very much on at all, and kind of do that extra swipe in the middle. And then I also like to kind of take, for this palette, the red color, and maybe put a little bit under here, just to even it all out. Really, this has been my go-to look this summer. This summer, I also was looking into clean beauty. Saw a couple of articles people were posting about how in the EU, there's something like 1,500 ingredients that are prohibited from skincare, cosmetics, and we don't have those regulations in the US. Ours was like in the, single digits, maybe 10 ingredients that were prohibited. That's a little bit alarming. My cousin's wife said when she was pregnant, my cousin's wife said that when she was pregnant, she went to the doctor, and the doctor basically said that she shouldn't use certain cosmetics because they could have adverse effects on the baby. And she thought, whoa, why am I going to use these even when I'm not pregnant? And she got into Beautycounter products and actually started selling them, Courtney. So I wanted to at least try the products. I don't want to sacrifice quality. So I thought, well, if these are clean products and they're awesome, then that might be worth it for me to spend a little bit more. So I tried this one out because I think foundation is one of the most important elements of makeup. Can kind of make or break the whole face. So I got the skin tint. I think it was 42 bucks. This is kind of a medium coverage foundation, I'd say. It's a skin tint, so it's meant to kind of enhance your natural look and not look like you have, you know, completely portrait-like face. And the color I got was linen. Looks like this. You get 40 milliliters. This was one Courtney recommended to me. I said, yeah, which product should I really invest in that you think are the best ones that you guys have with Beautycounter? And this was one of the products that she recommended. So I got a pretty good chunk. You can make it as light, you know, as you want, but if you want to get it up to that medium coverage, you kind of got to put a decent amount on. So I'm going to try to do this with my little mirror here. And what I just do is put it on my hand, like you saw, dab it on my finger, put it where I need it. Little dots all over. I have a couple of problem areas right now, probably from sunscreen, little spots, so you'll be able to see if this covers them up or not, in your opinion. I think it does a pretty good job. I just take my damp sponge, it's a little bit damp, and I pat, 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 getting under the eye. And I think it didn't look right like my color when I put it on my hand. It looks a little more orange, but when you blend, really blends pretty nicely and looks very natural, I think. Put a little bit extra on the spots I think need a little more coverage. Here today. And that's it. And it lasts really well, lasts throughout the day. I think blends well, looks natural. If you're investigating clean beauty, I recommend checking this out if you're willing to spend just a little bit more. All right, so now we can get back to, and I have a little bit of foundation on because that's how I would wear this highlight anyway. We can look back at the Natasha Denona highlight I was telling you about. So again, you just take your highlight brush, kind of do this. And it has a faint smell to it. Very faint, you can almost not tell, but I actually like it. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's slight floral, I don't know, but it smells nice. You wouldn't be able to tell unless you really got right up in the business. It's got a nice mirror with it. Don't need very much. And this is not gonna be a highlight for those days you wanna be glowing to the sun. This is just kind of a natural glow, natural lit from within look. I've been reaching for it, especially for work days, days where I'm not trying to be too extra. I think it was $38, so it's a little more expensive, but a luxury product and one that I'm really enjoying and happy that I invested in. We're gonna shift directions a little bit, and I wanted to talk to you guys about a product, or a couple products I was super excited about. Facebook advertising got me. They kept showing me this Phlur fragrance, and I thought, what is that? Finally, I clicked on it, started looking around, and was really intrigued, both by the look and what I saw. So I went ahead and got a little something. They have this cool thing where you can try 3 fragrances, and it says on the website for 20. But then when I signed up for, I think it was their newsletter, I got 10 bucks off. So it was just $10 to try 3 fragrances. And then when you buy that, you get another 20 bucks off if you want to buy a full size. So that's pretty cool. And it came in this little package here. You can see, very elegant. And the pleasure is ours. All right, so I pull it out. There's Phlur, and it's personalized. They say prepared just for Megan. It's a cute little touch. So then you can see your 3 fragrances here. And they say these 3 are about enough for kind of a month's wear, all combined. And these 3 scents come with explanations. So I was reading quite a bit about all of them online, and these are the 3 that really spoke to me. A couple things I really liked about Phlur. They don't say on there specifically that they're clean beauty, but they talk about how they don't have any harmful chemicals. They spend 3 to 4 times as much on their ingredients as most companies do. Their packaging is environmentally friendly. I think it was recycled glass. And they're just kind of different in that way. So each of these tells you a little bit more about the fragrance. For instance, with Olmsted Vaux, I see that after 5 minutes of wear, a spray on the wrist and one on your collarbone will emit a bright, clean fragrance. After 1 hour, it'll dry to an energizing citrus, shisho, and a trace of ginger. And then after 6 hours, it maintains its character, but only for those lucky enough to get close. So you can see it lasts about 6 hours before you might want to respray if you're trying to have a stronger scent. Naked Turtle actually has a good video on her experience with these that you should check out here on YouTube, and this was one that she recommended. Something I like about this is that it really is a scent that can work for men or women, and that's something they said on Phlur, is that their fragrances, you know, aren't parsed out. These are the men's fragrances and these are the women's fragrances. They're just kind of, you know, anybody who enjoys this fragrance can work for you. The strongest fragrance that I got was Siano. It is, when you first spray it, you know, in the first 5 minutes, they call it a classic Bellini, rich and effervescent. And this one's actually going to last about 10 hours before it starts fading. I don't even know how to describe it. It's peppery. It's like a green pepper in there, but just very strong, spicy. I liked it, but my favorite, more than this one, which was kind of a somewhat more common fragrance. This is kind of different. I've never smelled anything like this one before, the Siano. My favorite was actually, I think you pronounce it Moab. This is a deserty smell. Also super unique, haven't smelled anything like it before. It's an arid spiciness that hits with sprays in the crooks of your arms. So they kind of recommend where to spray each of these. And one on the nape of your neck. In 2 hours, it's a seamless blend that enhances your own essence. Lasts about 6 hours, pretty strong, and dries down to still be intriguing, they say. And this one, I asked a good friend of mine to smell each one of them, and she also agreed that she liked Moab. So this is the fan favorite so far. So if you're looking for a unique fragrance from an environmentally conscious, a health conscious brand, you might want to check out Phlur. Got some things from EcoTools this summer, and I've really been enjoying them. This is an incredibly fluffy, what do they call it? Full powder brush. And I'm a sucker for just a brush that is completely packed with bristles, super soft, pleasure to use. And so I've been using this just kind of to set foundation in the T-zone. Feels really nice, and I've been reaching for it a lot. I also have really enjoyed some of the eyeshadow brushes that came in this little pack. It's a limited edition anniversary collection, the one that I got, but I'm sure that some of these are staples, they just wouldn't come all together. Some of my favorites were the angled crease brush. I used it earlier to put on the Natasha Denona shadows, and they're just very, very soft and do exactly what I want them to, blend things out really well. I love Real Techniques, especially their sponges, but some of the brushes, the eyeshadow brushes, I just feel are a little bit harsh and kind of scratchy on my eye, and I think these are a little bit softer. I've been enjoying them a lot. I also have been reaching a lot for this brush, which is the eyeliner brush. You saw me use it earlier in the lower lash line. And then another one of my favorites in that particular collection was the Eye Lip Blur brush. I've been using this primarily as a lip brush to blur out the lines on my lipstick and that South Korean look. I really like the renewable bamboo that's on these. I think it just looks very chic, and I like that it's environmentally friendly. I also have been reaching, probably more than anything, for this sponge right here. Another alternative to the Real Techniques sponge, which I really love, feels super soft. This one's just a little bit firmer, which some people might like more, and I think if you're looking for kind of a flat edge, especially kind of with a contour, maybe a cream contour, I think you would really enjoy this. The last thing I wanted to tell you guys about is something I got in an Ipsy bag and then had to get the full-size version. It is this Ouai wave spray for beachy waves. And I've essentially replaced hairspray with it. So what I'll do is just use my wand to curl my hair, and then I kind of want a little bit of a messy, windswept look. I'll spray it on the curls to keep them in place, and then just scrunch it a little bit, put a little bit up here, scrunch it like this for a little bit of body, and I love it. And it has an amazing smell. To top everything off. I actually wish they had a perfume that smelled just like this. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like flowers, honeysuckle, and you get a good chunk of product in this. It's 5 ounces. It was a little bit expensive, but it's lasting me a long time, and I think worth it. So those are my top favorites from the summer so far. I know it's not quite over. And if you check any of them out and enjoy them or don't enjoy them, let me know. Thanks for watching.